Easy, you want to say something to the camera? You want to say something to the camera, man? No. No. Okay. Okay. I respect your boundaries. What's up? 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 Welcome back to Ethereal and Elusive. I am. And today we are finally unhauling. I'm not sure if I did an unhaul video ever, but I often give things away to Goodwill, to thrift stores, to people that I know. Especially, I prefer to give things to places that offer it for free. So in this case with books, I like to give my books to free libraries. I love Goodwill. Y'all know me. I'm in there all the time. However, and Goodwill charges to pay their employees. I don't know about the whole infrastructure of Goodwill, but I don't know of anything that's like unethical. I don't think that they're doing anything unethical with the money that they get from selling their products. But at the same time, what's better than cheap? Free. And I have been blessed in so many ways, and so I like to bless other people, and whoever's meant to find these things will find these things. But I feel like I'm doing a whole lot of talking, but not really telling y'all what we doing. So we unhauling books, and we're unhauling decks as well. And I kind of want this to be like a little vlog. We're gonna get a little creative. I'm not just gonna sit here and talk. So I'm gonna take y'all along with me while I give these things away. Whether I do that today or another day. I don't know when it's gonna get done, but it's gonna get done by the end of this video. But what should we start with? Should we start with the books or the decks? I hear you. I hear you. I agree. I think we should start with the books first, because the decks are just always more interesting. So these are books that have been in previous videos. I have most of them. Actually, no. Only a few of them have been in previous videos of like what I read and how I felt about them. So let's just get right into it. So first we have The Westing Game, which is a book from my childhood that I remember really enjoying as a child. But as an adult, I found myself trying to like force myself to continue reading the book without actually caring what was happening in it. And I am I am learning to be a proud DNFer. Like, why am I forcing myself to read something just for the sake of saying that I read it? I don't think so. So I DNF'd this, and I was like, I don't want to keep it on. I don't want to keep anything on my shelf that I don't care where the plot goes. I don't care to reread it. I don't care about the story at all. So yeah, this is gonna be given away because this can be a blessing to a kid or an adult, like whoever finds interest in this, because it is a very popular book. So yeah, next I have a lot of emotions about this book. Next we have The Midnight Library, and this is I think it's one of those books that finds you when it's supposed to find you, but when it found me, when I picked it up, I wasn't necessarily in the space where it spoke to me that much. And so basically, trigger warning ahead of time, trigger warning for suicidal ideation for what this book is about. If you don't want to hear about that, just skip ahead a few seconds. I won't be talking about this long. But the main character in this book, it's written on the back, so this is not a spoiler. The main character of the book, this is basically her last day of being on the earth by choice. And so she makes this plan, she carries out the plan, and then she is transported to the Midnight Library, where she goes on a series of explorations in different iterations of different points of her life. And it basically tells the story, like the whole moral of the story just gives like, hey, life is worth living. Like, you might regret some choices, things might suck, but life is worth living. And to not over romanticize other possible timelines of your life. And I really agree with and support what the message that this book is trying to push. But it just did not give for me. There's another book that I have that I'll talk about in a different vlog that has a very similar premise, and it really brought a lot of emotions to the surface and made me think, and it just gave more than this gave to me. This didn't give to me, but I do believe in it, and I feel like whoever picks it up out of the free library that I will leave it in, I'm having faith that they will need it and that this will help them, or they'll give it to somebody that it will help. So yeah, I'm giving this away. It's a good book. It just wasn't for me. I also felt like it went on pretty darn long, longer than it needed to. It just kind of, the plot line became repetitive after a while, and I don't really like repetitive plot lines. This next book is a book that I've had for quite a few years now. For those of you who don't know, I do write poetry. Out of all the iterations of me, I am also a poet. I have 2 published books on Amazon. Check them out. My author name and performer name is Joaquina She. So check them out. I know we're not supporting Amazon, but you can support self-published authors. Anyways, this isn't about me. I just did my makeup today, so I'm feeling very vain. So anyways, back to the video. I want to, oh, the light is making it hard to see. This is called Love Her Wild. It is a poetry book. So I say all that to say I love poetry and I love poetry books. And I love this artist. When they first started like dropping their poetry, they were very popular on social media, and all of their little snippets, because their poems are very short, and all of their little snippets, you can't see it because of the light. I'm so sorry, y'all. But all the poems that they shared, I really, really enjoyed. And so I got the book, and it's kind of one of those things like I randomly flip to one page and read like a snippet of a poem, and it's just a really dope experience that I think is really unique to poetry books. And so you're saying, if I have all these positive things to say, why am I giving this book away? Well, good question. It served its time with me. You know, it served its time, and I picked it up about a year ago. And I was, not a year ago, whenever I went through my books, but I picked it up and I was like, you know, a lot of these poems really resonated and like elicited emotions out of me when I first got the book many, many years ago. But I was a different person. I've grown a lot. I've matured a lot, and my worldview and my perspective is different. And so these are really great poems, but they're no longer speaking to me, and they could probably speak to someone else a lot more. I'm telling y'all, I took this book to like the Springs and read poetry to my friends while they're just like basking in the sun. Like, you can really romanticize your life with a book of poetry. That is a life hack that they don't talk about, but it served its purpose with me, so I'm gonna give it away. Okay, I'm gonna speed this up because I don't want the intro to this video to be super long. Sometimes I'll be talking too much. So this was in another reader vlog. This is called Stage Fright by Creepers. Stage Fright, a part of the Creepers series by Edgar J. Hyde. It's a really short novella, cute, got it from the Dollar Tree. It's a horror, if you could call it that. There was nothing scary about it, but it's like middle grade horror. It's cute. I read it in one sitting and it was a vibe. Yeah, it was a vibe. This next book, I'm not sure if I'm going to give it away to a free library or if I'm going to give it to my mom, because my mom has always really wanted to get into reading, and she dabbles. Like, she reads, she flows in and out of like reading as her hobby, because life is busy, man, and it's not everybody's hobby of choice. So she recently, I told her like, I've been getting really into reading again, and she's like, well, it's just that I find it hard to find a book that I'm going to like. she wants, I think romance would be really good for her, but at the same time, she doesn't want something super stressful. She wants something that's on the lighter side. So that's why I don't know if I'm going to give her this book in particular. And that is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. It's a romance, and to me, super light. Like, it's super light because I'm used to reading books that traumatize me, quite frankly. Like, so this is not that heavy to me. But however, I do recognize that this book goes over topics like grief and loss and divorce. Honestly, to me, this book really explores the different ways that grief can manifest from losing different things in your life. Because when we think about grief, we think about a person passing away, but really any transition, anytime you move from one thing to another or you lose something, that elicits grief. And so it does do a good job of talking about that. So I'm not sure that my mom would necessarily want to read it. My mom is like a Hallmark girly. Like, she's like, I want light. I am consuming art as a way to escape, to give me like happy feelings. And I'm like, I like to think deeply and to do dark stuff. So it's light to me. Will it be light for her? I don't know. Maybe I'll call her, ask her if she wants it before I give it away. And then I have the Book of Night by Holly Black. This one I was so excited about in the haul video that I did when I went to the Goodwill with the bins. However, when I started to read it, I just felt like the beginning was really disjointed. And maybe it's a me thing, right? Like, I really think back and I'm like, maybe I just didn't care enough about the plot that my mind glazed over in certain parts. And when I came back to consciousness while reading, I was just like, I don't know how we got here. But there's also things that she wrote, like, for example, the main character is living with a guy that she seems to barely know. This all happened at the beginning, y'all. I'm not that far. Y'all see where my bookmark is? I didn't get that far. This is I can't give a spoiler if I wanted to. But she's living with a guy that she barely knows. And she says that over and over and over again. She's living with that guy and her sister. And that guy is her boyfriend now. They're in a whole relationship. But she don't know that much about him. And then, like, at one part in the beginning, she said something in a way that would have implied that she was saying, I love you. Like, she didn't say it overtly, but just the comment she made implied, like, I love you. And as if it was for the first time of them saying it. And she felt so awkward and uncomfortable. And he didn't even really acknowledge it. He just continued on with the conversation. And it's like, this is weird. So you're living with a man. And we all know how scary men can be, i.e. the bear. Which would you rather run into in the woods, a man or a bear? And everybody chose the bear. So you're living with a man and your sister. Y'all both are vulnerable to this man. You know nothing about him, and you find it weird to say you love him? He sees you naked every single day of your life. I don't know. I don't know. And that and like so many other things in the story just felt so disjointed to me at the beginning that I'm like, I really don't care. And something did happen that it was like, question mark. But I'm not intrigued enough to really care and to stick around for hundreds of more pages of what to me feels like a very disjointed story. Now, I know a lot of people really like Holly Black, or a lot of people really like the Book of Night, but I am not one of those people. So yeah. So those are the books that I have accumulated so far. And there will be more because for those of you who don't know, I'm basically going through my shelves, pulling off the books that I haven't read, going through them, reading them one by one, and seeing if I do want to keep them or if I want to unhaul them, because I have a crazy amount of books in my collection that I have not even read. And I don't know, I kind of want to just be more intentional with my library collection. I don't think that there's anything wrong with having an abundance of something that you enjoy. Life is short. Who cares about people's, judgments and whatever, if you have the means to do so. Like I get all mine from thrift store secondhand free. So I like having a lot of books. It's something that I really value, especially as a writer. However, having a lot of books just to have a lot of books is not it. I want a library collection that I'm confident in, that like, yeah, I read this book, it was great, I can recommend it. This book, you want this type of book, I have it up here. You want that type of book, I have it up here. But like more than 50% of my books I haven't even read. So I'm trying to go through, eliminate them, and that's what I've gotten so far. I think I'm gonna eliminate a few more that I'm just looking at and I'm like, honestly, I don't even want to read these. Like, I don't even want to read them. So unless I can find like a free audio book of them, like I don't have an interest to even give them a try. So there might be more books to unhaul in a video coming soon. But anyways, let's get to the decks, so we can get out in these streets and unhaul these things. So this first one is not a full deck, but it's in the box for Super Attractor, which is a deck that's made by Gabrielle Bernstein, artwork by Michaela Ezra. And basically with this deck, once I got it and opened it, this is what the original cards look like. This is the back of the card, and then each card would have an affirmation on it, kind of for manifestation. But the cards really did not resonate with me that much. And one thing that I noticed about the cards, like the messaging and the affirmations on them, was kind of it kind of touched on the love and light niche of spirituality that I'm very much so not a part of. If y'all know anything about me, y'all should know. Like, I work with the goddess Kali a lot. I'm not in the love and light. And it was like over romanticizing and spiritually bypassing wording on these affirmations. So it did not resonate with me. But I know it resonates for other people. Sometimes that stuff is very encouraging for other people wherever they're at on their journey. Different people speak different languages, even within the spiritual community. And so when I would have events or do whatever, I would let people pull from the deck and they can just keep the card. Like, I just let them keep the card completely. So as of right now, I only have a few cards left. So these I'm not going to leave in a free library. I'm just going to find a way to like leave them places where people can find, maybe give them away at events as well. And then I have these random like oracle cards that I picked up from metaphysical shops, maybe like a pick a card or whatever, that I've collected, that I'm also like, I want to leave as like encouragement for somebody else's find. I just don't know what that looks like. I don't know if it looks like a coffee shop or what that looks like. But yeah, and side note, with my spiritual business, I've actually started selling picker cards more consistently, so I'm really excited about that. And I'm also in the process of working on creating my own, but that's a secret. So the next deck that I have is Moonology Manifestation. And basically the cards in this deck follow not only the phases of the moon, but the signs that they're in. So this is an example, new moon in Virgo. This is the back of the card. It looks like the box. Sorry, y'all, the sun is doing what it does, and I don't think the sun has to apologize. But yeah, and then it has a little message on it, trust all will be well, and the booklet goes into even more definition. And these cards are really beautiful. Like, look at this, last quarter moon in Leo. It's like pink purplish. It's really pretty cards. But I've only used this deck a handful of times when I was consistently doing full moon and new moon events. I would kind of bring these cards out to reference, but I just don't use them that much. And I feel like, especially with decks are so expensive, like this deck is $21.99. And unlike books, you basically have to buy every deck brand new. Amazon might have them for cheaper prices, but we're not trying to buy everything on Amazon. We're trying to pull back and spend our dollars at local stores, right? Right. So if you buy it at a local store, a card deck, you're usually going to spend a lot of money on it. You're going to pay full price. There's very few places that sell them like at a wholesale discount, and even then it's kind of sketchy because it's like, is the creator of the deck getting the money, the profit that they should be getting from it? Anyways, that's a whole aside. I don't use this enough. And so I got the idea of leaving the decks in free libraries, because it's like, whoever is meant to come across them, it really is that divine manifestation energy that they're walking in that aligns with the cards, and whoever is meant to get them will get them. I'm praying that happens before conservatives come through and is like, this is the devil, and then burn down the whole free library. I'm hoping that don't happen. I'm hoping that somebody who actually wants the cards can use them. And for the people who are like practicing different forms of spirituality from their parents, and they have to hide their spirituality if they still live with their parents. I think about all of these things. And so that's why I think it's a really great idea to leave them in free libraries. Now, what I may or may not show on camera is I will cleanse these thoroughly. And right now, because if you watched my video before about being a solar witch, I am being more intentional at working with the sun. I'm probably going to cleanse them by leaving them in the sun for a while. So just to make sure that my energy is completely off of them and they can start fresh. It's like a reset to a phone, pretty much. So yeah, I'm really excited about that because I really feel like these are going to bless somebody. Some of these decks I'm going to give to specific people. I don't remember which ones though. So next I have Legendary Ladies Goddess deck. This is the one I'm giving to someone specific. I just remember it because this one actually does hold a special place in my heart. It was one of the first 3 decks that I ever got. I got a tarot deck that had no people, no faces on it. I got this goddess deck and I got the archetype deck. Those were the very first 3 decks that I got. And this was like a really light, not too intense deck for a beginner. Each card, this is what the back of it looks like. Let's see if we can see it. Okay. It was the back, and the front has a different goddess on it and kind of like the energy that she symbolized. So this looks like, I can't lie, I cannot pronounce this. I don't even know what the cursive says. But some of the artwork is really, all of the artwork is really pretty. This one is Aditi Creation. You can see they're really pretty cards. And they're from all different ethnicities and regions of the earth. And so that's what I really liked about that. And I have a friend who is going through a book and is a part of a book club where they're discovering and creating relationships with goddesses and just how to work with them. And so I feel like that will be really great for that person. So the next deck I have is the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle deck. This is a deck that was a real dud when I bought it. And it's nothing personal against the deck, but when I got it and then I opened the box, because that's another thing with decks, you really got to use your intuition, baby, what it's leading you to, because they all got plastic around them. You don't know what them cards look like until you get them. And so when I opened the deck and I started going through the cards, I just didn't feel any connection to them at all. Like at all. And so I was like, oh, well, I'm doing pick a cards, so maybe I can put them in pick a card envelopes and like give them away. But then it became kind of convoluted because with these cards, the oracle messages in the booklet are so long that it's like, I feel like I would be cheating somebody out of really knowing fully what the card is if I gave them away individually. This isn't something you could really Google. You could Google a tarot card, but a specific oracle card, you couldn't Google it unless the artist put it on. It was just too much. And then I picked it up again multiple years after buying it. I picked it up again and I was like, oh, maybe this does resonate. But then I picked it up once and I haven't come back to it again. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give this deck away. It was meant for somebody specific. Whoever gets this one, it was meant for you, because I literally bought it for you. I did not purchase it for myself. I didn't get much use out of it at all. You're basically getting a blank slate. Good for you. Love that for you. 2 more decks. This one is called Love Who You Are. Let's see if you can see it. Love Who You Are. An oracle deck by, I didn't say all the creators' names, but Charge It to My Head, Not My Heart. This one is by Angie Sullins with art by Silas Tubal. And these are really nice, actually. These are really light cards. Oh, that's what happened with these. So these I'm also not leaving in a free library. I might give them away as pick a cards or just for free to people who I feel needs them. Because I've already started giving them away as pick a cards. I supplied an event with like pick a cards for each of their participants, the people who signed up, and gave away these cards, and this is what's left of the deck. So this is what the back looks like, and then the front looks like different iterations. Very light, very airy, very garden, very fairy, very pink, very teal, you know, very cute cards, very light messages. So I'll probably continue giving those away one at a time, maybe supply an event. Maybe if I think of an event that's coming up, I can just reach out to them and say, hey, would you like this for your clients? And probably charge them for supplying their clients with that. And then the next one is a deck I got from Ollie's. So this is one of those rare times where I did get a deck for a really great price. Origins and Endings. It's a deck by Lindsay Tunkel. Seeing Yourself Through the Apocalypse. Now, this was on me. This was on me. This was on capitalism. This was on overconsumption. I will be real with y'all. Because I saw there's another deck that I got from Ollie's that is by my favorite deck creator, which is Kim Kranz. If you know, you know. I have a lot of her decks. I have her archetype deck, her alchemy deck, I have her animal spirit deck, and now I have her tarot deck. I found her tarot deck at Ollie's as well for a really good price, and I bought a few of them actually because I was like, I can use it for myself and I can use it for my business as well. But I saw this and I also got this just because I was so excited to see tarot and oracle decks for cheap, because you do not see that often. So I got this and regrets. I have regrets. I didn't like it when I saw Seeing Yourself Through the Apocalypse. Even though I'm not loving light, I was also like, this is a little dense for me. This is a little dark for even me. Like, and then when I opened up, it kind of just got darker. Let me show y'all a card. It's also really unique in that the cards are super big and the booklet is as well. This is how big the cards are. You can see it next time. I do have a big head, but it's bigger than my head. And then the back, this is why I say this deck is so dark. The back has, I guess, like different things that could happen to bring about an apocalypse. So one is asteroid collision, another one alien abduction. I saw a tsunami. Like, I'm like, these are so like, I don't see myself working with these at all. So this is another one that's like a blank slate. I got them about maybe a week or two ago. I think I got them last week, to be honest, and opened them once and was like, yeah, it's a no for me. So it immediately went into the donation pile. So those are the things I'm unhauling, and later today or maybe another day, I'm gonna take you with me to unhaul them because it's gonna be cute. It's gonna be cute. You know, it's gonna be a time. So stay tuned. So yeah, I just arrived to the park. I decided I'm only going to put the books that I have in one free library because I don't have that many books. So I'd rather like make one library look fuller, because the free libraries in Greensboro are very pathetic. I will say it, because if you are in Greensboro and you are watching this, you should be donating, because every time I go to a free library, it's like literally like 2 or 3 books in there, i.e. see some of the vlogs that I've put of this library that I'm about to go to now. So I want to kind of pump it up, and I'm going to put some decks, so it's going to add some variety to it, and I'm praying and I'm putting it out there that whoever is meant to find the decks specifically will find them. No harm will come to these decks. So let's go on a walk. that's not the best lighting. Okay, so it was actually pretty full in here. I don't know if you guys can see. It was pretty full in here, so I take back all the crap that I talked before I got here. So I actually had to put books on top, and I put the decks here on the bottom. So this has a nice little selection, and I'm feeling really good about it. We talk about ways in which we can give back to our community, and I think the free library is a really good way for me. I have a lot of books. I love to give them away for free, and now we have decks that can bless people as well. I also was able to find some things for myself. So actually, I picked these up for my partner because he really likes graphic novels. I want to get into graphic novels, and I found 3 that look really interesting. Maybe I'll put them in a haul video. Maybe you won't ever see them again. But we'll see. I'll see if he likes them. They're in really good condition. So people have been donating, so I feel really good about that. And yeah, this has been a great episode. Thank y'all for coming along with me. And this is your reminder to donate to your free libraries. Donate to free things in general. If you're giving stuff away, see how you can give it away for free. Yes, you can make a profit off of your things, but at the same time, if you don't need that profit, that will really bless somebody. And I have been on the receiving end of many of those free blessings, things that I would not have access to, that I wouldn't have been able to afford or been exposed to, simply because somebody was like, I just wanted to give you this out the kindness of my heart. You don't owe me anything in return. And so in a world where people are selling things and doing all of that, I encourage you to see what you can give away for completely free. Maybe to people you know, or maybe to complete strangers. See ways that you can just invest in your own community, because that's what's going to help us get through this tough political climate that we're in right now. But yeah, I hope y'all are staying ethereal. I hope y'all are staying elusive. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, comment, do all of the things, and I'll see you in the next video. Be blessed.